like you lost another one.
What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchiha here, back at you with another alternate universe What If. And this is going to be part 4 of What If Deku was a succubus. Or should I say male succubus, if you want to get talking. Now, I was reading the comics before I start this video. I was checking out my things and I was looking at the what ifs and stuff. And I have been also seeing some spicy stuff. So, this is going to be a spicy one, part 4. 18 only. Gotta give out the wording. And I'm giving out a new update. So I might go and put a hold on this series, on the 18 only series, because I want to work on the other series that, doesn't have sex and stuff. But probably not. All depends on my situation. But I'm gonna make another video after this. Probably not. Depends on the situation. But yeah, let's just continue this. Let's just hop on the story. And sorry if you hear anything in the background. My goddamn sister's being loud. They don't know how to control their talking. But yeah, part 4. Let's get this started. So where we last left off, pretty much Deku pretty much making out with Bakugo, having that I'm sorry situation, and also getting captured by Arfon and pretty much having sex, you could say, and nutting in the vagina that got her pregnant, and pretty much escaping that situation, heading to the thing, which we all know the whole hero versus villain arc, know how that happened. Pretty much how I'm talking about right now, but yeah, pretty much yeah. And also Arfon, female Arfon, I should say, pretty much knocking at the door and pretty much looking for Deku, saying that, referring about the child, and pretty much Inko finding out that Deku is the father. Now, let's continue the story. Now, Deku's pretty much going downstairs, all confused, saying what's going on, running downstairs, pretty much asking what's going on, until he says, shit. Until Inko says, what the hell is this? How do you have a child and not tell me about it? Which, she pretty much tells, Arfon to come in and says, Miss, please come in and come have a seat. Now, she's smiling, going to have her seat, pretty much sitting down, and Inko's pretty much offering her some tea, which she does. And she's pretty much sitting while Deku is pretty much getting scolded by her mom, by his mom, and she's pretty much saying, "How can you have a child?" And what I told you about, like, wearing protection and stuff, he says, "You see, I don't have condoms on me all the time, and stuff happens, mom. And plus, I got captured. She's the one who captured me." And Inko's saying, "What? She captured you? I don't believe." She's not believing this stuff. Which, this is where you get it. All Might comes in, and she pretty much, knocks on the door, and as you guessed it, she's pregnant, saying, "Oh, I came here to see my husband about a child." And this is where Inko runs up to Deku and pretty much like knocks him on the head, saying, "You got 2 women pregnant?" Which Deku says, "My fault. That's my fault." Basically just apologizing and laughing. This is where, All Might and Arfon meet each other, but this is a different scenario because Arfon wears a mask to cover up her face, to cover up her disguise, which All Might sees her all the time with only a mask. So they don't know that, they're rivals or, like, enemies. you could say. So she's saying, "Oh, who's this?" And she says, "Yeah, Deku. Who's this for? Why is the number one hero here?" Which Deku says, "You see," and he just says, "This stuff happens," which he can't confront. Which all my which I can say Deku can control emotions and stuff, and also like jibber jabber, bamboozle them emotions. So they're not mad at him, but they're disappointed. But they still love him. So they're basically saying, all for one pretty much goes up to Deku, pretty much huggies him, saying, well, pretty much holding his hand and saying, well, are you going to are you going to introduce me to the other one then? Which Deku says, asks, well, and she pretty much says, we're gonna say all for one has a name, and we're just gonna call her Rachel, and she pretty much just says her name is Rachel, and this is her pretty much her man and husband, which Deku is pretty much trying to say something, say well, and off one said, well, you could say All Might comes in and pretty much says, no, he's my husband, and he pretty much says, ladies, please stop. I will marry both of y'all, okay? Which they both just get the hard eyes to say, you really will? In which Deku says, yes, I will marry both of y'all. This is where Inko this says, so you're gonna take responsibility for getting them both pregnant? Which Deku says, yes, I take full responsibility of this. Which Inko is like proud, but also like still mad. But she says, okay. Which she says, well, everybody come eat. I already cooked some dinner and stuff, and everybody have their seat and everybody has a seat and eat. Now the next day, come in. Deku pretty much wakes up from his bed, and we're gonna say he has a big bed, like a king size bed, because Deku. We're gonna say Deku may or may not knocked up a rich woman, uh, a a rich woman, or you could say, and pretty much is pretty much her pimp, you could say. And he pretty much wakes up by the side of the bed of pretty much All Might and All for One beside him, pretty much lay beside him, and he pretty much gets up, doesn't want to wake him up, and just kisses both of them on the forehead, and pretty much heads off to school. Now we're gonna start with the whole villains attack thing. You could say I don't know the name of it. You can crucify me in the comments, guys. But pretty much before Deku pretty much heads on the heads on the bus heads on the bus with everybody else. This is where Midnight and Mid Lady pretty much grabs Deku to have a more conversation to ask like about the attack and stuff, and this is where the threesome happens. Now, if you're not 18, get out my kitchen because I'm about to get real spicy. Yeah, boy. All right, so this is about to get spicy in 3, 2, 1. Since they accidentally touched Deku, forgot to tell them not to touch him. Which, since they touched him, they get the full effect, and they pretty much drag him up to the wall. Midnight pretty much ripping Deku clothes ripping Deku clothes off. Pretty much, yeah, ripping his clothes off. Pretty much kissing him on the side of his neck. Which Mint Lady, well, you could say lady, pretty much you could say biting his ear, and also biting his nipple, make it insensitive for him to do a moan, which it's just get their amonness real like a more higher, you could say higher than the roof, and they're pretty much all wet at the bottom, and they pretty much take off their clothes, and you could say they had a threesome. You could say, well, no, they actually had a threesome. And Deku pretty much, uh, had to get some new clothes. Well, he created some new clothes and put them on, which Midnight and Midlady is pretty much, Midlady pretty much is on the, pretty much, we're gonna say they're pretty much in the office room, knocked out with a bunch of, you could say, cum on them. And Deku pretty much just put covers on them and just head to the bus thing. Now, if you're asking, are they pregnant? I don't know. Y'all decide. Psych, I'm joking. They're pregnant, but pretty much, Deku hop on the bus and all the girls are pretty much trying to ask like when the wedding is going to happen and who's invited and stuff. And Deku's not answering them, pretty much telling them that he's trying to do his work and stuff. Which Bakugo pretty much comes in, giving him a noogie and saying like, "You nerd, you always be into your research." And he says that I always do. Now, this is where they head to the thing, and they're pretty much looking at the building. They're all excited, including Deku. And they go in, and they're pretty much see the superhero. I forgot the superhero name, but or the hero's name. And this is where the attack happens, and everybody gets separated. Deku is the only one who dodged the portal thing, and everybody else get caught up. Actually, no, he doesn't. He get caught up with the portal, and he ends up with Froggy Girl. I'm just gonna call her Froggy Girl, Froggy Girl, and Mineta, I believe so. And he actually falls on Froggy Girl, and he touches her boobs. This is where she feels the full effect of the thing, and she starts getting wet at the bottom. And she yells out, she pretty much says, Deku, you have your things on my. And he says, oh, sorry. This is where she pretty much getting the blush and the hard eyes, and she's pretty much about to hop on top of him until Deku says, well, we got company, and she says, oh, and she's pretty much holding her middle of her pants. But this is where Deku says, I got an idea, and he pretty much grabs both of them, and he grabs Froggy Girl, puts her on the back, so and he holds her while he grabs Mineta by the side, and he pretty much launch up, and he does a big to short smash with let's say with electricity. He combined it without knowing, and he pretty much shocked the water / tornado, making a tsunami, you could say, which the villains get caught but getting electrocuted at the same time. And he lands on the ground, pretty much telling them to go help out the rest, which they agree and go help out the rest. This is where Deku goes to help out Razorhead, which Razorhead, you guessed it, pretty much getting whooped. After he whooped a couple of villains, but he's pretty much down on the ground with the Gnome pretty much holding him down. This is where shit, I forgot his name, but the hold on. Alright, sorry. Had to find his name. But Tomari, pretty much, if I said his name right or wrong, say in a comment if I said it wrong. But pretty much he's have one of the other students, we're gonna say female Bakugo. She's pretty much down because she got cocky and trying to like fight him. But she pretty much is captured, and he's right now slowly disturbing her skin, and she's screaming in pain, which Razorhead can't do anything. He's just down, slowly dying. This is where Deku sees everything and he freaks out. He lets out a bloody bloodlust, which Tomori is like saying, "Oh, it's you again." And he feels the moment he looks at Deku, he feels fear, and he starts screaming, and his eyes is bleeding out. And he says, "What did you do to me?" Which Deku just appears in front of him and just punch him right in his chest, just bodies him, shatter his whole rib cage, sending him flying to the wall. Which Miss is right now trying to say what the hell's what the and try to help out, trying to get Tomori out, which Tomori is saying kill him. Which the Nomu is about trying to catch Deku, which Deku pulls out a scythe randomly and slices the Nomu in 1,000 pieces, leaving the Nomu down to the ground. Pretty much killing Nomu. And he pretty much but before the Nomu gets sliced in pieces, he pretty much taps the Nomu and it turns into like shreds. But he gets like the shock absorbs it, and the normal blood just start fading out and all that. And Deku have some of the blood on it. He pretty much throws it at the. You could say throw it at Tommy, and it hits his face, or pretty much hits his mask. And he's pretty much coughing up blood, trying to get up from like that whole punch in his chest. A punch that shattered his own bone, and he's pretty much trying to get up. And this is where Deku pretty much walk up to Bakugo, hails her, saying, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Yeah." And he walks up to Razorhead, pretty much heals him and asks if he's alright, and he says, "Yeah." This is where the mist comes in, and he pretty much grabs Tomori, and he pretty much teleports out of there. And this is where we're gonna say female All Might comes in, and she pretty much says, "I am here," and she sees that Deku is pretty much a little bit bruised, but she runs up and hugs him and asks if he's alright. And he says, "Yeah, I'm alright, but just check up if the other students is alright." And she said, "Alright." And she started going to go check up on everybody else. We switch over to Tomoe, and he's pretty much down on the ground, coughing up a little bit more blood. And this is where All For One walks in and bitch slapping him and asks, "What the hell? Like, what the hell did you just do?" And he's pretty much saying, "We was trying to attack the thing to kill all to pretty much kill pretty much All Might," which she pretty much gets mad and say, "You should have attacked when he wasn't there." And he says, "Who?" "My husband." And he's pretty much saying, "Who's your husband?" And she's pretty much saying Deku, and this is when he remembers remember who she was talking about, and he pretty much shits his pants and pees himself because he just remembered the whole body shot and the whole seeing the red eyes and the whole horns and the scythe and everything. So we switch back to Deku, and Deku's pretty much they pretty much headed home, and they get about about 1 week of a vacation, so they can investigate what the hell just happened and stuff. And Deku's pretty much at home, in his room, trying to figure out what the hell that power he just used, and why was it so like dark and effects and like so powerful. And he pretty much is studying, and this is where two other women comes in, and it's Midnight and Mid Lady, and they pretty much come in and they pretty much talk about, and we're gonna say this is the last week of the thing, and they pretty much and Inko calls in and says, "Oh, Mizuku, come down," and he says, "Yes, Mom." And this is where she asks, "Can you explain to me why these two women claiming to be pregnant by you?" And he says, And this is going to be part 4 of What If Deku Was a Male Succubus. Sorry if it was short. My bad. But I'm trying to get things done here, and I have a lot to schedule to do. So sorry about it. Leave a like if you like it. Put comments down below. Join my Discord so you can put down your what ifs, and also talk to me and ask of what you want more on the videos so I can understand you and get more shit done. Sorry about that, but I'm just saying what I gotta say. But I'm Keyshawn Ochia. Thanks for watching, and peace out.